What's up, guys? It's Rooster Grooves. Welcome. I'm Jesse. Sitting across from me is the founder of Signl Radio, Jay Purcell.
Hello,
Jay, how you
everybody.
doing?
I'm good. I'm hot, roasting in the studio.
It's hot.
It's good. Summer has arrived in Seattle.
Stand the heat. Get out of the kitchen.
Right.
Okay?
Okay. I'll see you later.
Get out of Seattle. Don't go anywhere, Jay. We are talking about Moses Gunn Collective. We're talking about a band who does not have a Wikipedia page.
Yeah, maybe the first in the history of Rooster Grooves.
I think it might be. So I'm excited. I just discovered this band like last week.
Right.
Just coming across music randomly.
Okay. Yeah.
And a song played, and I was like, it was like really great.
Yeah.
I was just like hitting all my marks. I was like, what is that? And I listened to it back and just started listening to it more, and it was just really good. And I was like, wow. So I went into a deep dive about Moses Gunn Collective. Mm-hmm. And it's a very cool band. So we're talking about a new wave psychedelic soul outfit. Mm-hmm. I think they describe themselves as subtropical soul psychedelia.
Yeah. Interesting.
So yeah, it's kind of dream poppy. Yeah. Kind of maybe a little post-punk. They get a little rowdy at some points, but most of it's kind of dreamy and reverby and chill, but pretty poppy and boppy, a lot of energy.
Really great production throughout, from a lot of their earliest material to where they're at now, I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I think they've worked with some good mixers and masters. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, there's dreamy pop flavors, soulful crooning, howling riffs. Yeah. It feels simultaneously like classic music and also fresh. Mm-hmm. It feels new, but it feels like they're, really paying homage to stuff that's already came before. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm just kind of hyped about them. I just discovered them and they're brand new. Yeah. Like, there's not a lot of, they have 2 albums out. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of interviews. Yeah. And there are some interviews, but they're really not in depth. And some of the interview questions are like very basic.
Very shallow interviews.
Yeah, exactly. Very shallow, very short answers. Yeah. And just not in depth. So I was having a little bit of a hard time finding information about this band in general.
Yeah. Pretty underground, as it would seem. I think it sounds like there might be a lot of people in this band, but there's at least 5, right? Mm-hmm. Is that fair to say? We have Aidan Moore, who's kind of like the lead singer guy.
Kind of front man.
Sam Sargent, Alex Mitchell, and Lewis Stevenson are the other names that I have here. I don't know what they play. Mm-hmm. Because there's no Wikipedia page. And different interviews. Mostly it's Aidan that's been interviewed, and then a couple of other guys have been in some of the other interviews. Sometimes even the interviewer won't even say who they're interviewing. They just say, we interview with Moses Gunn Collective, and then the answers are all like, I did this, I listened to this.
But very clearly it was specifically one person only in the interview. And they still wouldn't clarify.
From Brisbane, Australia, right? Did we say that?
Yes. No, we did not. Okay. So that's a big part, because there's some really cool psychedelic music coming from Australia these days.
It seems to be even more so. Like, I know like Tame Impala is like the big one that everyone bands about. Yeah. But we've covered a lot of Australian acts on this show, right? Whose names I have blanked on.
Hiatus Coyote.
Oh yeah, of course. Hiatus Coyote. Who else was there? There was some more of like the The other guy that was involved in Tame Impala.
Did we do an episode on Pond?
Pond, yeah.
Yeah.
They're from out there as well. There was another group that was like kind of like more rocky. Oh boy, man, we've done so many episodes. It's like I should have like actually written these names down, knowing that we were going to do another Australian artist. On this
we'll think about it for next time.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of good music coming out of there, and from all over the place. It sounds like Sydney has a big scene. Melbourne has a really big scene for music. That's where Hiatus Coyote are from. Moses Gunn Collective are from Brisbane, Australia, and that was one of the places I went to when I went to Australia. It was the first place I went to, Brisbane. I didn't really check out any music there. It's a very strange kind of city. It seems very suburbia everywhere and clean and quiet.
Right.
That's my sense of Brisbane from being there all of like 3 days or something.
Nice. It was a good sense. I've more of a sense than I've got. Some other bands in the scene that they're in, I believe. Orphans,
Okay.
The Belligerents, The Furs, Morning Harvey, and the Family Jordan.
Okay.
I think these are bands that are in the same kind of scene down there.
And I think also some of the members from Moses Gunn Collective are in these other groups as well.
Yeah, and so we could touch on that because their name is Collective.
Yeah.
And I did see somewhere in interviews where, I know two of the group members of Moses Gunn Collective have started a different project. I can't think of the name.
Oh yeah,
Constantine.
The Confidence Man or something like that.
Yeah, Confidence Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a couple groups that it seems like they're going in and out of this band.
Yeah.
Or they all kind of have a band with another one of the band members.
Yeah.
So there's all these kind of side projects, but I think they said Moses Gunn Collective is kind of the head of the.
Yeah, there's like I think
group.
3 or 4 members from Moses Gunn Collective that are doing Confidence Man, which they describe as Fat Boy Slim on crack.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
And I think they have pseudonyms in that group as well. They have like different names, and I didn't check out their social media, but I read somewhere that all their social media is like announcements coming from band members as this character or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Jane something. They have like these crazy names, and I think they dress up in spandex. They have synchronized dancing and singing and rapping on stage and stuff like that. But that's not Moses Gunn Collective. That's Confidence Man. So
right.
there's someone else to check out. Yeah.
But as we're talking about Moses Gunn Collective, they are like stylistically they're always having like glitter on stage and dressing up in costumes and dyeing their hair.
Right.
And they really give their shows like a lot of energy. They try to give it their all, they say.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine it's a very fun show.
Yeah.
Costumes, glitter, good music.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just kind of hyped on these guys though. All around, they get the 2 albums out, a bunch of singles and a couple EPs.
Yeah.
But they started in 2010, and we'll get into this a little bit more. 2 albums out, and the latest album in 2022. So just fresh off the press.
Yeah. Time for a track.
Yes.
They have like their first album on Spotify that was released in 2015 on there is Mercy Mountain, which we opened up with a track tonight, A Hole in the Wall. But outside of the streaming platforms, they have a bunch of other material that has been released over the years since 2010. Bunch of EPs, singles, and then there was a first kind of album that they put out called Stars Fall. It's all on Bandcamp. If you want to go check that out, we'll put the link somewhere.
And real quick, I saw on Bandcamp you could buy their entire discography for like $14.90 or something like that.
Well, that's a deal.
Kind of cool. Yeah. Kind of cool.
I like this track, the second one called Drink With Me.
Take me along if you're going someplace, but you know I'd come along for the ride. We'll take that dark cloud till the morning breaks, then we'll drop down from the sky. We will not fall, and nothing will break, 'cause we have wings, you and I. into the heart of the sun, and I said, oh, if you can, so please don't run. I said, please don't run. I said, baby, 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 don't you run, run. And I know that you've been lying, and I know that you've been on my mind, and I know that you've been trying, and I know that you've been on my mind, and I'm sure that you'll be alright, and I know that you'll be fine, and I'm sure that you'll be on your back and say again you can well. I know that you'll be alright, say alright. Come and drink with me. 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 So take me along if you're going someplace. Well, you know I come along for the ride. But take that dark cloud till the morning breaks. Then we'll drop down from the sky. We will not fall, and nothing will break, 'cause we have wings, you and I. So hold my hand as we walk into the heart of the sun. I said, baby, 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 don't you run. Come and drink with me. 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 Oi, ha, oi, ha. Oi, ha, oi, ha. Oi, ha, oi, ha. Dance, motherfuckers!
That was a track called Drink With Me by Moses Gunn Collective off their very first album, Stars Fall, 2010, that came out, and you can only find that as well as a lot of their earlier stuff on their Bandcamp. Moses Gunn Collective 1.bandcamp.com.
Yes.
I was like, why is it one? I looked at the other one. It was just an empty Bandcamp profile. So
One.
they might have forgot the password or something. I don't know.
Huh. They started a new one?
Yeah, maybe.
Just make a new one. I don't know.
So Jesse, what do we know about these guys' early years?
Not much,
Yeah.
to be honest. I tried to scour the internet, and there's not much out there. In addition to this being a new band for me, just having gathered a lot of information, and I think we both found that there's not a lot of early life info on Moses Gunn Collective.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. But also they've gotten a lot done in the past 10 years. But also, I mean, fairly consistent.
Yeah, it sounds like they've done a lot like locally in Brisbane.
Yeah, and I think that seems the way to go. It seems like they're a band who's starting to see the benefits of building a community in your hometown.
Yeah.
And then that energy getting reached out to other people.
Yeah.
Rather than just immediately trying to go from Australia to, playing Madison Square Garden or something.
Yeah, and also I think, like we said before, Australia being such a massive country, it's hard to kind of get out of there,
Right.
If you're going to think about having a music career and, you have to go out to like the nearest place, like Japan or somewhere, to like play some shows. And it's like kind of a hard thing to like get out of the country and do that. But Brisbane being like a big scene, it sounds like lots of like different places they've played at around there. I think one of their earliest shows was at a venue called the Troubadour, originally called the Troubadour, I think it got renamed. But there was a co-owner there, whose name is Jamie Travaskis, and he really liked them and encouraged them to continue playing. And I think he does a lot of like production and mixing and engineering stuff. So I think he did a lot of the production work on that first album.
Nice.
And some of the early recordings as well.
Cool. The only one thing that I had about their early life before the band is that I think it was Aiden and Alex. I believe it was Alex. I'm not sure, but I think two of them knew each other since they were like 3 years old.
Oh, wow.
So a couple of them do go pretty far back.
Yeah.
And I think that's a little interesting just to give context for their friendship or something. I think that can go a long way.
Yeah.
When you're, it's a relationship when you're in a band, essentially.
Yeah.
So you have these friend relationships. I think there may be band members in relationships within Moses Collective.
Yeah.
And then, relationship as a band.
Yeah.
So it's all a lot going on.
Yeah, they have a bit of a commune thing, it sounds like. I think there's like 8 of them that live in one house.
Right.
They said all of the band members live in this house, plus some other people.
Which is, I think, the same people in their kind of side project bands.
Right, yeah. And they do have like a studio set up there as well. I think I saw this behind the scenes video of the making of one of the albums, and it looks really cool. If that's where they're living, I'm not sure if that's where they're living.
I saw that too. That was the impression that I got.
We'll put some clips on the screen now for our video viewers.
Yeah.
Lots of them like jumping in lakes and stuff.
It reminds me of that cabin we did, the cabin show.
Yeah.
Kind of like an area like that.
Natchez, Washington, we did that cabin show. Yeah.
Maybe Jay will put a picture of that too. I don't know.
Snowing, although it was snowing there, and or at least one of the times. But this place looks kind of idyllic. It's like sunny
and breezy.
They're just hanging out on the
like
deck
on a hilltop,
drinking beers and stuff like that. Yeah,
but getting good work done.
And I think I do know, like, they did sort of mention in a radio interview about the decision to start in a band, and all they basically said is they were at this music festival called Splendor. I looked it up. Splendor in the Grass, big music festival
in Brisbane.
It happens in North Byron Parklands in Yilgarn, New South Wales. They've held it in a few other different locations since it started, Byron Bay and Queensland as well.
Nice.
I'm not sure which one they were at, but they were sort of saying, they were just kind of like high and blissed out at the festival, and we're like, should we start a band? It's like, that sounds like a good idea. And that's all we know about their beginnings.
Yeah, basically.
Like,
So let's see. I do have a little. We're talking about early stuff. We got some info on the name.
Yeah.
So they're called Moses Gunn Collective.
Right.
Moses Gunn is a real man, a gentleman. He was an actor.
Yeah.
So I mean, basically, he was in Shaft. I think it's kind of a popular movie.
Yeah.
And some other stuff.
It was a Never-Ending Story, right?
That's right. Yeah, Never-Ending Story.
A couple of the guys from Moses Gunn Collective were watching that film, and we're like, "Who's this guy? He was like really good in it, or something."
Yeah, exactly.
So I've seen this. Have you seen that movie?
I've not seen that movie.
I've seen a bit. It's like a cult '80s thing, I think.
Okay.
Lots of like, if you're into Stranger Things, you might like it, sort of thing.
Kind of creepy,
yeah,
mysterious.
Yeah, lots of otherworldliness things happening. But but they said they were sinking in the couch watching to this, which I would assume they was like smoking some marijuana, maybe watching this movie.
Hey, I hope
don't know.
so. Yeah, they said the old wise man who hangs out with the Empress was who Moses Gunn was playing.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, Charon. I'm trying to read this name right. Charon.
Okay. Yeah.
was-
Character name.
I think that was his name.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Charon. I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Your guess is as good as mine.
Okay.
On that one. But yeah, they said they let the credits roll, and they were like, found the actor's name? It's like, oh, that's a good name. And then they jokingly said, no, his name will live on for at least 6 months.
Right. Yeah. Well, we start a band.
Exactly.
So then, yeah, I got the first gig they ever played was, the Troubadour.
Yeah.
Let's move forward. Yeah, so they got convinced to basically keep going.
Yeah.
It was Jamie Travaskis, like you said.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he was like an early champion, and then also engineered and helped them record as well.
Nice. So and then basically, Stars Fall comes out in 2010. And yeah, I guess let's talk about Stars Fall. This is the track we played from that first album.
Yeah, we played the track "Drink with Me." It's good. I only really listened to a few of the tracks on this, but it's good. It's got a whole vibe to it. It's interesting because I think Aidan from Moses Gunn Collective said, like, he thought a lot of their early stuff was like aggressive or like more punky, more rocky kind of thing.
That's what I heard too.
Yeah, and I kind of heard it in that, but actually after we played the opening track tonight, I was like, it's actually still a little bit songful and soulful, because like I think he said they started off more of like a punky sound, and then they sort of found the beauty in crafting pop songs, is the way you put it, kind of
Right.
thing. Like,
That's what I'm saying. They have that a little bit of that post-punk vibe, like a little dirty, grimy, gritty.
Yeah.
Like there's just a little bit in there, and it seems like they went away from that. And we'll talk about it even more because their latest album is even more polished.
right, yeah,
So we'll get into that.
yeah,
But I was reading in some of my notes. They basically modeled this album after their live set that they were playing, as far as organizing the songs in order.
Right.
And that felt like it was the most.
yeah,
It just made the most sense to put it in that order, so they did it. And it was recorded over the earlier half of 2010 with a well-respected engineer, Jamie Travaskis is that guy.
right, yeah,
So I guess he's done a lot of cool stuff, and it features 10 tracks from love ballads to murder ballads, as I saw in one interview.
right, yeah.
So good stuff. That's not my
Yeah.
favorite album to listen to. The next album is where I'd have everybody start probably.
Okay,
then-
the 2015 one. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we just. I mean, let's talk about Morning Shakes real quick, I guess,
Okay,
because that came out in 2014,
yeah,
and it was their first EP.
yeah,
So I guess there's soulful crooning on there,
Mm-hmm.
dreamy bliss. I'm reading, these are some quotes that the band said. I think dreamy bliss, erect feelings, and a sense of community.
right.
I don't know which band member said that, but I thought it was good enough to write down.
Well, yeah,
And then this is where the first single that's featured. It's a really big track of theirs, Sha La La.
right,
And this was originally on this EP, which eventually made it onto the next album, which we'll talk about. But this song really gained like international and national exposure.
yeah,
And I think that's kind of really the catalyst to putting him over the top and having people know about him outside of Australia.
cool.
So yeah, I guess they played the Falls Festival, which is a pretty big festival. And that kind of lined up with that 2014 release. And then on we go to Mercy Mountain, their first full-length LP in 2015. And I don't know, yeah, this is where I discovered the band. Sha La La is one of the first songs I heard.
Yeah,
And this one's just very good.
yeah,
It was on the Create and Control label.
yeah.
Is I guess out of, it's on Australian label.
Yeah, I think it's a label that focuses on local talent, local Australian artists.
Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah,
So the sound of this album is consistently stylish. All the different aspects are like engineered to be stylish. It's not stylistic, I think.
okay.
I guess it sounds so vague of me to say it.
No, it sounds it's like grand.
Yeah,
a
but
little
yeah,
bit polished, stylish. Yeah,
Totally. So like the 60s and 70s psychedelia.
yeah,
So I guess like some things that people didn't like were like maybe somebody some people were saying they didn't take enough time to really like chisel the songs into what they could have been.
Okay.
And that kind of goes with what the band was saying. I was reading where they don't really want to like make something so that it can just be sold as a commodity, like as a product. They just want to like create what feels best when they're creating.
Yeah.
So that was one of the cool things I took from Moses Gunn Collective in my research was they just really want to make what they want to make and they want to have fun doing it.
Yeah.
And they want to like put the most energy and love into whatever it is, whichever track. And then they also do that at their shows too and just try to put as much energy and vibes into it.
Yeah.
And so I just like that kind of philosophy of going all in as hard as you can, but not just trying to sell out and make a good polished track to sell.
Yeah.
You know?
They're focusing on the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of reverb and delay on this. This is also Hole in the Wall, that first track we opened up this podcast with. Very good track. And some of those couple tracks they almost want to be danced to.
Yeah, the first track on that album, Strawberry, was really, it's like a banging track to open with. I was like,
yeah, that one just comes in with the drums. It's like, let's go.
Yeah.
So there's 13 songs on it. It's just under 50 minutes. Yeah, I guess the one thing I think some band members were saying, it's time and time again on this album, it's like there's ideas about being somebody else, someone better or someone different. And, you know, Hole in the Wall, for example, imagines them as animals, Mercy Mountain as a woman, and then Back into the Womb as a newborn child. So they're kind of like really going in depth with the lyrics and stuff. And I just like it. I think it's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's basically all I got on that Mercy Mountain album.
Sha-La-La from that album?
Oh yeah, let's definitely play Sha-La-La from that album.
All right.
Say the good die young.
Yeah, Moses Gunn Collective, Sha-La-La, from their album Mercy Mountain. Also featured on that EP, Morning Shakes, right? That preceded this.
Yeah.
Now I've learned that word, preceded. I'm going to use it all the time.
Nice. That's a good word.
Follow up on the previous episodes if you don't know what I'm talking about just there. Yeah, so, yeah, musically, like you were saying, kind of an interesting comment that Aidan made about saying that they just like to let the songs play themselves out.
Right.
They don't want to chop things off and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm sort of trying to think about what he means by that. I guess the thing I gather from that is trying to like really get into the song itself and where the song leads you, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, rather than trying to be like, oh, we need a verse here, we need a chorus. Like it's more like, here's the vibe, here's what we have, where is it going next, kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I get from what you mentioned about that. Yeah.
No, 100%. I think they just kind of let themselves fall into that and let the song write itself, like you said.
Yeah.
Like just kind of follow the song where the song wants to go, serving the song, you know, just being like, you know, vessels to help the song be created.
Yeah.
Not just trying to like, hey, we're trying to go on Jimmy Fallon.
Right.
We want to be Jimmy Fallon big.
Yeah.
So we got to make a song like this.
Yeah.
You know, so they're just doing whatever they want, and it just happens to be very good.
Yeah.
So that's what I like about this band.
Yeah.
Yeah, really cool. Really, that Sha La La track is really cool. I think they said that's their favorite lyric that they've written. Sha La 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 La.
Right.
Very poignant.
Yeah.
And very cool. Like the lyrics on that in the chorus are "Don't bow your head while you lie on your deathbed."
Okay.
So pretty cool because they're you know just describing like don't give up. You know when things get rough.
Yeah.
Like just keep going. So I like it.
Yeah.
So they got it, you know, good mindset, good ideas, and they're putting it into the music and giving people good messages, and I love it.
Yeah.
So a great album.
They said that song was like popular in France.
Oh
for
yeah,
some reason.
they said France liked it.
Yeah, because I think like one thing they were asked about was like how are they getting the music out there, and they said there's no strategy other than just putting out songs and just kind of seeing what works. And I think the thing they've noticed is different countries react differently to different material.
Right. I think they said the US likes a little bit more dirty, grimy,
Grungy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on the other side of the lake, or what do they call it? The pond, across the pond.
Across the ponds.
And they like a little bit more of the beautiful or pretty stuff that Moses Gunn Collective is doing.
Yeah, the weirder stuff, he said. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the weird.
Pretty weirder stuff.
Pretty and weird?
Pretty weirder stuff. Yeah.
Pretty weird.
Which is interesting, yeah.
But you never know how your music's going to be perceived by countries or cultures.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I think we've talked about other artists before. It's like once you've written the song and made it, it's not yours anymore, really. Like it belongs to the listeners. And
Yeah, like Little Sims was saying.
Yeah.
Like it's like now it's yours.
yeah,
You tell me.
yeah. And I think that's kind of like, if there is any strategy behind Moses Gunn Collective, it's just the faith in writing the albums and the songs, and then putting them out there, and then seeing what the reaction is, and then doing the shows, kind of thing. And I think they were asked, you know, what would be next, and it was like, well, I guess we just go back to the studio and make another album, like, you know.
Yeah, I saw some of their like we said it before that some of their interviews are almost boring.
Yeah.
Like none of these band members are trying to say anything. It seems like like they're just literally trying to have a good time.
Pretty much, yeah.
And like they all really vibe with being creative.
Yeah.
And so they want to do that through music.
Yeah.
And so they found a very, high level, what do you call it? Like very productive team of people to hang around with, to live with, and to create good music with.
Yeah.
And, they were doing good stuff with that energy.
Yeah. Yeah, there was something funny he said about inspirations as well when asked about inspirations. This is Aidan we're talking about, the main guy. Main guy? Well, singer. Singer.
A slight to the other band
exactly,
members.
Yeah. He said, where do you get your inspiration from the music you make? He said, new bands, old bands, breakfast, our brains, birds, weird people, books, drugs, abstinence, holidays, the natural world, dancing, good dreams, spooky dreams, nice sheets, everything, I suppose.
It's a great answer. It's almost like a passive aggressive answer to the question. I feel like
He's just like listing all the things that like he finds comforting and nice in life. But I think he said he likes to go outside, to be inspired as well. Like, right? He just likes to be in nature, and
yeah.
like he said, if he had a day off, he'd be like sniffing around the garden.
Right,
Never heard anyone say sniff around the garden before. But,
Hey, stopping to smell the roses, I guess.
Oh, there you
Stop
go.
and sniff the roses.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sniff has a different connotation than smell.
Yeah, snort the roses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
snorting something. It is ironic that he said abstinence in that list of things that inspire him.
After he mentions drugs, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it mentioned drugs.
abstinence,
And I think,
abstinence.
I don't know if it was a different interview, asked if they got groupies yet.
Okay.
And they said, of course, or something. They're like, yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Do your thing, Moses Gunn. I love it either way.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I guess like I would boil down what you just said there into like everything in moderation, including moderation. It's like, the
Yeah,
thing with
yeah.
you. It's like, yeah, you can rage.
That's a good line.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a motto I live by, but it's one that sticks in my head a lot.
Yeah.
As I'm raging. Well, it's good.
That's rage.
This is my moment to not be in moderation.
Right. Yeah.
But on a more direct inspiration level, he did mention some artists. Some of them I haven't heard of, so I don't know if you've heard them. Lee Hazelwood. I don't know who that is.
Never heard of him.
Nancy Sinatra we've heard of, which is an interesting one.
Yeah.
Conan Moccasin. Mm-hmm. Have you heard of him?
Nope.
Okay. You said it like he knew.
I was like, nope. No, I'm sorry, guys. I'm not lying.
Mazzy Star. Heard of Mazzy Star?
Yeah, she's got that big song.
Yeah. Fall into, is it?
Yeah, fall into you, to me or to you?
Something like that.
Fall into somebody.
Yeah, into something.
That's a good song, though.
Nicolas Jarre. I think he might be a French. I don't know if he's an electronic artist. Nicolas Jarre, maybe. I feel like I'm 49%.
Nicholas Jar Jar
correct on that.
Binks.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That's all I got.
And then he said Kendrick Lamar at the end, which is interesting. So
Nicholas Jar and Kendrick Lamar.
yeah, he said it rhymed.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I haven't. Yeah. I've only heard of Kendrick, obviously, and Mazzy Star.
Yeah, and Nancy Sinatra.
And but I'm not too familiar with Nancy, to be honest.
Which is interesting because I think that's like 60s pop sort of stuff a little bit. So, and you can hear that in the music. It's like, and Mazzy Star has that kind of wistful sort of.
They do the energy, even though the music's kind of, some of it feels new wave and produced. There's synths and it's hi-fi, high fidelity, like mixed well and everything, very clear. Especially this next album we're about to talk about.
Yeah. Let's do it. We're there.
Well, I mean, yeah, we're there, but the vibe still harkens back to these kind of 60s and 70s psychedelia vibes.
Right.
To finish my thought there, but yeah. So boom, 2022, the year we are all living in right now. Dr. Moses Love Hospital.
Right.
Moses Gunn Collective second LP. Mm-hmm. And this one's very good.
Self-released, right? This time,
I believe so.
Appears to be. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
Just have more control, probably. But yeah, I mean, this one, there's a track that I fell in love with. I think we should just play it right off the bat. The only thing I want to say about this album is basically it's even more high fidelity. I feel like it's mixed better and it's clearer and it's even more poppy. But I don't want to take too much away from what these guys got going on. Like, it's still good stuff right in their sweet spot.
Cool.
Of what they do well.
Yeah.
But let's play this track, I Can Cry, because it's recently my favorite song right now. I've been playing it all week on repeat, and I just cannot get enough.
All right.
I was always such a normal guy. I never let a tear fall from my eye. When I tried, I couldn't get it right, until I let you out of my sight. I never thought I'd miss your conversation. I never thought I'd find myself in this situation. There's nothing paint a picture of my life. I always thought that you would be my wife. I've tried all those modern medications. They never gave me no good vibrations. There's nothing left to do now. I was always such a normal guy. I never let a tear fall from my eye. Ooh, I dry my eyes with your favorite towel. And if the sun goes down, let the sun go down. I remember combing your hair among other things. But there's nothing, 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 nothing left to do. The tears come down. I was such a normal guy. Ooh, it's alright. I was such a normal guy. Oh, baby, through the night.
That was Jesse's feel-good song of the summer there, right? You
Hey, it
just
is.
Spinning it on repeat.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I fucks with it. I like it.
I Can Cry from Moses Gunn Collective from the new Dr. Moses Love Hospital album. That's good. That reminds me of, it's kind of like 80s good pop music, but production quality-wise, not that, like, I don't know, almost like Talking Heads, Roxy Music.
No,
a
totally
little
like
bit
new
that.
wave.
Yeah, new wave.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Like Talking
Yeah.
Heads.
Yeah.
I was going to say another band, but I can't think of them. But yes,
Yeah.
but very good. I think it's a very good example of what this band is capable of.
Yeah.
You know, like just really good vibey music that doesn't feel like it's not straight up pop and it's annoying. It's not too avant-garde and weird and psychedelic and
Yeah.
you know, it's very well crafted. It feels like
Yeah.
all
'cause
the way
it's-
through.
Yeah, I think hopefully maybe we've moved away from the old days of like the 3-minute catchy pop song as the single. Because to me, that's catchy and that's like 5 minutes long.
Right.
You know, back in the day, that wouldn't have, you'd have to do a radio edit or something like that.
Yeah.
but,
Yeah.
but it's a good song, catchy, poppy to me. Like, yeah, pop in a good way, not in a
Yeah. With
like,
good
soulful.
connotation.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it is
Yeah.
soulful. They're
Yeah.
getting their, and we said that at the beginning of the show. They have an aspect of soul to them, and it just it's like filtered through a pop filter.
Yeah.
And whatever comes out through that filter is good.
And I feel like they deserve to be more widely known.
That's what I'm saying. Like just listening to that track, it sounds like a great track
Yeah.
of a band you might have heard before. And I haven't said it before. Some of this stuff reminds me a lot of Ariel Pink, except
yeah.
you know, very similar song structures and sounds even.
Yeah.
Although some of the Ariel Pink stuff is a little bit more lo-fi because
Right.
we know he loves that.
Yeah, yeah.
But this sounds like a you know, I don't know, a more contemporary version of what Ariel Pink was doing, but with a little more hi-fi tonality and mixing.
Yeah, I would say, like, I don't know. I feel like their music, Moses Gunn Collective, is very like hip right now. Like they've naturally fallen into a genre where there are like a lot of groups right now that kind of are in this sound that are doing really well. Like a lot of them we talked about on the show, I think, but chill wave almost a little bit, like new wave or whatever. I think it just like fits neatly into that pocket of what a lot of like. What I feel like a lot of, I would still call it indie, you know.
Sure.
Anytime there's a band involved, I call it like indie music. And I feel like it's really in right now, like up here in the Pacific Northwest, maybe like Portland, all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
No, yes,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
I think, there's some kind of connection with this area and Australia. Australia's pumping out some good musicians in general.
A lot, yeah.
We should go down there and check out this scene.
We should. We need to go hang out with Hiatus Curti and Moses Gunn Collective.
Hey, let us know where you're at.
And up into the world.
You got a cot for us? We'll stay on it.
Exactly.
Or whatever. I'll sleep outside. That sounds fun though. Moses Gunn Collective. That's basically all I got. This album came out in 2022, so it's fresh, it's hot, and it's good.
Yeah.
I would start with either of these albums. They're either of their full length. They've been around for like 12 years or so now.
Yeah.
And they have a good amount of work. I feel like they could have gotten more done, but I also really like that they're not rushing things and trying to have a new album out every year and just, be sellouts and burn themselves out.
Well, also, like, they have that back catalogue of stuff from Bandcamp. From like 2010 to 2014-ish. And there's a lot of like cool singles and things in there. But also, we should probably like check out their other side projects like Confidence Man and like, some of the other bands, because I feel like they're busy not just doing Moses Gunn Collective, but like all of these other. I think even one of them said we have our hands in many pies. Like, so,
and I think that's one of the main reasons why in the past 12 years they've only had 2 full-length albums. Because they're all working on different stuff, and they're just very busy and very creative.
Right. Yeah.
So I would definitely check out some of these other ones, Confidence Man, and I guess please do your own research. Let me know if you find anything cool. And then one of the singles that we're gonna close out on is one that we didn't play, but I think it came out in 2017 in between their 2 full-length albums.
Yeah.
And I guess it didn't make it onto the album, but it is a very fun track.
Yeah.
And
Spook City.
Yeah. Jay, you got anything else on Moses Gunn Collective?
No, another good find for me.
Yeah.
Band I had not heard of at all. Really like what I'm hearing.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, like I said, that track Strawberry was the very first thing I heard of theirs, and it was a banger. So go check that out, people.
Yeah, and you can see the difference between that track and the track we just played off, Dr. Moses Love.
Yeah.
And you could see some growth there.
Yeah.
So very cool. Let us know what you guys think of Moses Gunn Collective. I'm excited to hear what you guys think. Moses Gunn himself, if you want to hit us up, you're always welcome on the podcast.
Sadly passed away in 1996.
Now I feel like
now we'll have to edit that out.
Now I feel like an ass. I'm sorry. But Moses Gunn Collective, if you want to come hang out with us, hit us up at the email, Jay.
Roots to Grooves at signalradio.com. That's SIGNL radio.com.
I can be a sinner or I can be a clown. I can make you laugh and I can make you cry. I can get you low and I can get you so high. We can make war or we can make love. I see you below and you see me above. We could be happy or we could be sad. You know everything, oh yeah, it makes me so mad. just begun. All the boys and girls out having fun. Crucify me. City number one.
Roots to Grooves is a production of Signl Radio. For more music and independent culture, visit signalradio.com. That's signl radio.com.